We're here at Todd. We're back with a wacky deck from Todd. Once again here, sweater included. What'd you play?
Sweater included. Nemleria.
I don't know if you guys have heard of this deck, but it's been a pain in my butt for a little bit now. It's wild. This card's actually insane. So I'm just gonna say, any shout outs you want to give today?
I don't know. Shout out to the channel.
Shout out to Nemleria, I guess.
Yeah. Shout out to Grin.
Yeah, shout out to Gren.
Yeah, that's it. I guess.
Before we dive in, over like, comment, subscribe, where you're gonna get your whole hand, deck, and graveyard banished. And yeah, let's show us the sweet dreams.
You play 3 of this. This is pretty much the deck. These cards don't matter if you don't see this. That's not 100% true, but basically true. You put this in your scale. You take a Nemleria Speller Trap, and you put it face up on the field, and then you put this in your extra deck. And when you have no other cards in your extra deck except copies of this card, you special summon this. It inherently summons itself. You don't have to pendulum summon it. And then on summon, you target cards. You don't target, sorry. You banish cards your opponent has on the field and in the graveyard, up to 1 for every 3 of your face down banished cards. So if you banish your whole extra deck face down, you have 15 cards in your extra deck. You can banish 5 cards.
It's pretty crazy. And you play desires
doesn't
and stuff
target,
like that.
and it banishes the cards face down, hits field and grave. I guess I can just show this too, because this is basically more copies of this. You activate this, you search for a Nemleria monster, and then if this is face up in your extra deck, that's a common theme with this deck, when you activate this, your opponent can't respond to your normal or special summons. So if you play this while this is in your extra deck, you search, your opponent can't respond to summons, so this just inherently summons itself out of the extra deck when there's nothing there, and then you banish just a bunch of cards. And
we love not being able to respond to
can't
that.
respond to it. It's
like a nightmare, but apparently sweet.
Yeah, I like to evenly match during my turn, not yours, because then I can still play the game. And to go with that, we have 3 of this, 2 of this, 2 of this, and 1 of these. These, in order to summon these, you have to have a face-up pendulum monster on top of your face-up on your extra deck. So pretty much this. This one doesn't need it. That's why I play 3 of this one. This one, when it's on the field or in your hand or in the graveyard, you banish 3 extra deck monsters face down and summon it, and then you send a different level 10 beast from your hand or field to the graveyard to put a Nemleria trap face up on the field, or not face up, to set it, sorry. So this one doesn't need anything. You can just draw this and play it. That's why I play 3. This one has a quick effect. You banish a card from your extra deck face down. It gets 500 attack for each monster your opponent controls. That sounds really shitty, but like,
you banish a card.
Honestly, it's pretty good. Like, you banish a card from the extra deck, but just gaining 500 for each card is really good. It's already 2,500. It's free to summon, and you can do that in the damage step. So there's little tricks you can do and stuff with that too. This one, if your opponent targets a Nemleria card, in order to do the banish and gain the attack, you have to have this face up in your extra deck. This specifically. This one as well, if you have this face up, when your opponent targets an Nemleria card, with a card effect, you negate the activation of that card, banish a card from your extra deck face down, and negate the card. This one's an odd one out, kind of like this one. You can target a monster you control, put it back into the deck, you special summon this, and then on summon, you either Book of Moon a monster on the field, non-targeting, or you put this from your deck on top of your extra deck. It's just another way to get to this, so like these are kind of like the cards you really want to see.
That's fair.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't play them. I didn't want to look for them today at the sneak peek, but this card with the Gen and Ken is really cool because you can just put the one that you summon back into the deck, and then if you summon the other one, then you have it in the deck to summon. I might as well just explain all these cards at the same time, I guess. Where are they? These are the 2 traps to go with all the monsters. So this one, you activate it, you summon a Nemleria monster from your deck face up, and then during the end phase, it returns to the hand. This is actually really good because you summon any of the big beasts, so you can summon any of these. It gets to set a deck, which lets you start banishing if you need it. But this one's the good one. When this is summoned, you get the Book of Moon, so you can say use this, search for this, play it, summon this from deck. This will Book of Moon something. On the end phase, it bounces back. And if you haven't seen Sleepy yet, then on your turn, you can play it, get Sleepy, away you go. And this is from the new set. This card's really cool. If you have another face-up Nemleria card, you can activate its effects. You can banish 1, 2, or 3. If you banish 1, you add back a Nemleria card from the graveyard, and it's any card. So that's kind of how you like really get this to go off when you're going for your kill turns. If you banish 2, you take half battle damage, and if you banish 3, you tribute or you send a level 10 beast to the graveyard, and then you negate all face-up monsters your opponent controls.
This can happen during your opponent's turn, by the way.
Yeah, and happen during your opponent's turn, and if you go second, this puts this face-up on the field and helps you get going as well.
It's disgusting.
Yeah, that's kind of like the whole engine of these cards.
Now for a bunch of good cards.
Yeah, like you said, we like the banish cards, so we play 3 Fenders. I don't need to explain this. It's Fender. Fender is just a good card. We play 3 of these.
Banish more stuff.
2 of this. I only played 2 because I didn't want to see it too often. But if you really want to FTK your opponents on a budget, just open both of these and you pretty much win.
Yeah.
Because this banishes up at least 5 from your hand, field, or extra deck to summon itself. So you can literally, if you have this in your extra deck, you just use this, you banish the rest of your extra deck, summon this, and then you special this, you clear the board, and then away you go. We said banish a lot so far, so we play Grins because he gets lots of attack for cards that are banished. There's no reason not to play this. This is pretty much your normal summon. Yeah, card's good. We play 3 Ash. That's the only monster hand trap because Tactics is kind of good. Alright, I forgot to put this down with the other cards. Sleepy can put this on board too. This is the other target. You activate its effect while it's face up. You banish 2 cards from your extra deck face down, and then you search for 2 level 10 beasts. So this gets this, and then once you have this face up, you basically have access to all of these. I don't know why they made this one a fairy, but you can't search it. But you get all these, access to all of these. And then if this is face up in your extra deck, when one of these would be destroyed by battle or I think card effect, you banish a card from your extra deck face down to keep it. So that's kind of how you keep, that's kind of like an in-engine way how to get your extra deck burned down. You can just bump all these into something, banish, phase 2, summon. Yeah. In the turn you search, you can't go into your extra deck, so.
Oh no.
Oh no, yeah. Doesn't matter, we just want to banish cards. We want to banish cards, so we play this. Banish 6, draw. This clears the extra deck. I would have played Prosperity, but honestly, I like the draw. The draw too, because there's just so many cards I want to try and get to. I don't know, I like the draw too. I play these for draw power as well. These they all kind of conflict, because if you play this, you can't draw the turn you do this. But sometimes you just play this, you get rid of the level 10s, you draw 2, that's really good. You play this, you banish 10. I mean, that's good. You draw 2. For every one of these you activate, Gren is, I think, 4,000 from just playing this. And Sleepy counts all face-down banish cards. So if you banish your whole extra deck and play this, you get more banishes. Because this just says for every 3, you get to banish a card of your opponent's.
Pretty nice.
So, yeah. That's it for those. Like I said, though, you can probably play Prosperity instead. Play this. I don't really draw off this. I usually look at my opponent's hands. Or take a monster. It's just a good non-targeting removal. And then 3 Imperms, because Imperm's good. Tactics is good, so Imperm is good. The extra deck.
Show us the extra deck you've been playing this whole time. Show us the extra deck. We know what it is, Todd.
So this is kind of a meme. The first time I built the deck, I didn't have an extra deck for it, so I literally just grabbed my Salamangreat extra deck.
It's never changed.
It's kind of funny because the last time you guys probably seen me on the channel, I was doing the same thing. None of these matter, honestly. The only cards that I put thought into were these. I don't want to get Ibleed, so I just threw these in there, honestly. Just a couple like staple cards you could use. Like you'll probably very rarely go into them. I played this too, but yeah, that's really it. Like just a couple staple cards. It wouldn't hurt to have them just in the extra deck. IP Little Knight, whatever it's called, is another good card that I'll probably play when I get my hands on it. And I don't know, Digimon Token. And then side deck, we played 3 Nib because Nib good. We played 3 of this because Banish good.
That
literally
plus
ends
Gren
a
is
turn plus tier.
FTK, yep.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Gren, banish cards, he gets bigger. Yeah, there's not really much to say about either one of these. They're both just really good. I didn't really want to play hand traps. I wanted to play like board breakery cards, so I played these. There's a lot of backrow decks at our locals, so I played this. You have a lot of cards that just sit around, so this is kind of good too. And we have a lot of tier limit at our locals, so I played this still just because it books the board. It's not too hard to get over a field once you get everything set up. Like even though everything's set face down, it doesn't really matter too much. But
Nemleria just put them back anyways.
I would, yeah, I'd like to be able to play the game rather than struggle through a tier board. And yeah, like you said, book everything, banish it all face down, away you go. And this is really toxic, but this deck plays through this extremely well because you have these, the main cards, which are beasts. These are fiends, Fenrir is a psychic, and these are fairies. So as long as you be careful with how you play the game, you'll always be banishing cards, you'll always be playing the game. Yeah, this card just beats a lot of decks. It beats any Cybers deck. This is literally an FTK against Cybers decks. I like this against the Chimera deck. I know they play it too, but if you flip it at the right time and they're not expecting it, it's good. I don't know, Psychic decks, it's good. Dark World's good. Kind of sucks against here. I wouldn't put it in, but that's what Shifter's for.
That's fair enough. Well, congratulations. You know, you've been doing quite good with this deck, and hopefully I'll never have to see it again.
Yeah, you probably won't.
That's great. Thank you once again for the deck profile. We'll see you again soon.
Also, for people who want to know, I've been asked this a lot. This is just like a fun little tidbit. Besides tactics, just if people want to know, in these Fenrirs, I'm pretty sure you can build this entire deck if people just want like a cheap deck for like $50.
Yeah,
like you may have to pay for like these. These are commons. You'd have to buy these. These are like $4 in TCG Player. These might be like
$3,
$5. I don't know. Ashes are everywhere. Like this whole thing, if someone just wants a good budget deck, it's fun and it works.
That's fair enough. Fair enough. Well,
Yeah.
thank you for that, and
You're welcome.
hopefully you guys will tear up your locals with a budget deck.